Hi everyone, Susan Harrow, media coach, marketing strategist, author of Sell Yourself Without Selling Your Soul, and CEO of PRSecrets.com. I'm here today to talk about 5 makeup secrets that will make you appear and actually be more trustworthy, be perceived as more trustworthy. So, one thing makes you appear trustworthy is you gotta make sure that your bra strap is tucked in. Oh, and that your boobs aren't showing too much. So, want to pull down that shirt, make sure everything's sort of in order there. So you can probably see that I did not put on lipstick, so I never go out in public without lipstick, but I took off my lipstick for you, and also I took off my face makeup because I wanted to show you these are some makeup tips. So I actually put on makeup this morning for a Skype interview that I was doing to media train 10 stock analysts. And I do recommend that whenever you do a Skype interview, as well as a TV interview, that you do full TV coverage makeup, which is not like regular makeup. So I'm not going to go over that today, but what I am going to show you is these makeup tips. So I will put on some lipstick in just a minute, but I'm going to go over these tips one by one. So the first thing is to accentuate the arch of your brow. Now I've already done my eyebrows, and so I'm going to just wipe them off a little bit, and I'm going to show you this. If you accentuate the arch of your brow, it equals a more trustworthy face because arch brows are related to happiness, and you're going to see me looking down here at my notes, is a happy face, and a happy face is considered a more trustworthy face. So I'm going to show you how to accentuate the tops of your brows. The first thing that I do, one of my favorite makeup things, is this is called Smart Brow. So I have this in brown. Whoops, that's not the end I want. I like this end. There's 2 ends. One's with a little brush, and this one. So what you do is you just brush your eyebrows up. So you're getting them to go higher right away, like that. And then this one too. So brushing them all the way up. And put on as much as you want. Like if you're getting gray in your eyebrows, you want to be sure to cover the gray. Then the next step that I use is I use this product, which is called Browsings. And so let's see. So there's 2 colors there. I'm going to mix the 2 of them. Don't be looking down my shirt either right now. I can see down my shirt a little bit. So what I do is I put it right in here to give a higher arch, and I also go above my eyebrow like that. Now you can actually even go outside your eyebrow line if you wanted to make your eyebrows even higher. So you could forego like the middle part and do just more. You see this a lot in the magazines where you can go even higher than your natural brow up here, up like that, and make it even higher. And then what you can do, I didn't bring my little brush, but if you have a little toothbrush or something, you can brush your eyebrows up like that, so it gives them an even higher arch. I don't particularly have super high, highly arched eyebrows, but you see how that gives me a little bit more of an arc. So that's the first thing. Oh, and then the other thing that I do is I do fill it in. I didn't today, but I use this thing called Brow Bar to Go. It's by Whitening Lightning. So I use this, and it's 3 tones. So the lighter tone, the brown tone, and then this is actually a sealing sort of wax to sort of hold it all in place. And that's really good for on-camera work too. So I just fill it in like that. And you can fill in your brows a little bit more. So I've mixed the 2 colors. I mixed the brown and the tan, so because I don't want my brows to be too dark and stand out too much. But you can fill those in a little bit more for TV because you want your eyes to stand out. And I'm not going to go over my eyelashes or putting on fake eyelashes today, which I didn't do, but that's something we'll talk about another time. So That is to accentuate your brow to give you a more trustworthy face. So up-arching brows, more trustworthy face. Number 2 is highlighting your cheekbones. So I left my cheekbones with no blush on them so I could show you. And I have a brush that is, I typically, you know what, I didn't bring my bigger brush. Oh no, I did. Here we go. Actually, I didn't. So, okay, so when this happens, when you think you're totally prepared and you're not, you just want to go with the flow. I'm going to try to open my box now, my makeup box here, that I've had for quite some time. I sealed it shut to bring it in, and now can't get open. There we go. Okay, so I don't have my usual bigger brush, so I'm going to use this smaller brush for a blush. And what I'm using for me is I'm using a couple of different colors. I'm using a mixture of a little darker color, a little peach, a little pink, I even mix in a little tan. And I'm going to highlight my cheekbones like so along the side of your face here. I just blush it in right like that. So I don't think I have particularly high cheekbones, but one way that you can make your cheekbones look higher is making a little bit of a hollow down here, and that you would do with a little bit of the darker color right along in there. And then you blend it up. You blend it up. So you can even use your fingers. Let's do it on the other side too, but you can see this one side. And you see the side, so here I'm actually creating a cheekbone by creating a shadow and then blending it in up here. So I'm going to do the other side as well. So we get symmetry. So I'm along the side here, creating the hollow, and then filling it in a little bit in here to smooth out the color. Like that. So higher cheekbones. This comes from a study from Ostro and Todorov, Princeton's psychology department. What they found is that it's called a physiognomic snapshot. And what that means is that when we see you for the first time, we get a snapshot of your face. And that's the first impression. So if we see that you have high cheekbones, those pronounced cheekbones are noted to be more trustworthy. Also, aiming for symmetry to blend out your flaws. Now, I think that might apply to hair too. You see how wild my hair is? My hair is completely uncontrollable. I've already put Confixer on it, Aveda's Confixer, which I use, but and I've rolled it in rollers to try to control some of these curls, which are pretty wild. But I think symmetry applies to your hair too. So I'm gonna spray it. And you want to do this for TV. You want to spray your hair so it stays in place. I'm using something called Hard Rock hairspray for styles that defy gravity. So even with somebody like me with these hard control curls, once you get it set into the hairstyle that you want, you can spray it with this so you have symmetry with your hair too. Now, let's talk. I wanted to talk a little bit about the lips because this is a tip that I use for TV. TV, you don't want to go so dark with your lipstick. You probably want to go a shade or two lighter. So what I do is I like, as the base, to use something called, this is Jane Ireland, and it's, it doesn't have any bad chemicals or anything in it. And this is called Fascination. It has gel on one side and lip stain on the other. What I like to do first for media is put on a stain, because no matter what, it's not going to come off. I use this for Aikido when I train in martial arts, because we're not allowed to wear makeup, and I never leave the house without lipstick. So, because we're not allowed to wear makeup, because what happens is the lipstick gets on the white gi, because your people's arms and armpits and chests are always up in your face, and people would complain, oh my God, Susan got lipstick on my gi again, and I would offer to wash it, but then people wouldn't take me up on it, and they were just annoyed at me. So I found this, and it's really great for media too. It's it's a lip stain, and this is what I use for my base. Like that. And this is a really pretty pink color. I line it first. I like to line the outline of my lips. And then fill it in between. Let's do that a little bit more. So you can see it's a pretty pink color. This is good for a lot of people. Pink, peach, those are better colors for TV. So I'm gonna create a little bit of a line there. So very light. You can go with a slightly darker color if that looks good on you. And then what I do is I use my brush to give my lips a little more defined outline. And this already has some lipstick on it. And I fill that in. This is a good color. See, it's pink, pinkish. This is a good color for TV because it's not too dark. And then I'm going to show you another thing that I do that is nice, that makes your lips look even a little fuller. And that is, I put a teeny bit of, and I might even use, oh, that's a good color. So I use a little bit of a very light pink here, this one, lighter than the pink that I'm using, and I put it in the center right here. Make that a little lighter at the top. Blend it. And then that makes my lips look fuller. Now, if you want the Monica Lewinsky gloss, you do want a little bit of gloss for TV. This has some nice shine to it already. So now the focus is on, I've got the symmetrical cheeks, I've got the arched brow, I've got the soft lips. I might want to put a teeny bit of gloss on there. Maybe not as glossy as Monica, because that gives the wrong impression of thinking about something else, which we're going to go into in just a second. So there's a tiny bit of gloss there. So that gives you a nice, soft, peachy, warm feel, which brings us to our next point, which is why to avoid red lipstick. That makes you appear less trustworthy because the red color has been shown to trigger sexual arousal in both men and women. So we want people focusing on what we're saying and on ourselves and on our message, and not on thinking about, do I want to bed this person or not, or any kind of sexual fantasy thoughts. So you want to keep the thoughts in the realm of whatever your message is. So let's see. The other study, okay, so we also talked a little bit about symmetry. So symmetry, we want to create, I did speak a little bit about that, and so that is important in creating symmetry. That's also creates more trustworthy, the more symmetrical your face. Like you can see my eyes are not really symmetrical. Like this one's bigger than that one. So I would probably put a little more makeup maybe on this eye to make it look as big as the other eye. But the other thing about symmetry is that I wanted to show you is to create a little bit more of a jawline here. This is really excellent for TV because you don't want to have the double chin show if you have it, which, things are getting a little loose down here. So I use a little bit, the color that I use is a teeny bit darker than my skin. So my skin's pretty pale. So I use this color here, and I use a little bit of that and a little bit of the pink. And then what I'm going to do is just sort of draw a super light line along the jawline. Not so it's visible, but it's giving me a really nice outline. and it'll take attention away if you do have a double chin, or if you're getting these saggy things, these little saggy things that I'm getting over here, uh, right there. So it'll take away from that and give a little bit of a little bit stronger of a jawline, which creates more the illusion of symmetry. See how that, I think you can actually see that you can see that that's a little bit stronger jawline, right? Yeah, I think you can actually see that. So that's a trick too that's really great for TV. And the last thing is a ready smile. So you don't need any makeup for that. So this comes from a study from Rice, whoops, there we go. Rice University, a study by Rick Nelson. He found that the more trustworthy a person was, the more they smiled, because that expressed happiness. So that expression of happiness was read as more trustworthy. So even as a boss, I know we want to be very authoritative, and in media, on your media appearances, you do want to smile at the appropriate times and not smile the whole time. And yet you can still give yourself and your face a friendly look. So your face can actually be smiling without you always having to do the smiling for you. So I'll demonstrate that. This is a super serious, authoritative face. And then here's a face with a little bit more light that's more open. And then here's a face with a smile. So you can see sort of the progression of going from like super serious to opening your face and being open, and then to the final, which is the smile when it's appropriate. So those are my 5 makeup tips. So I'm going to just review them. It was accentuating the brow, highlighting your cheekbones, creating symmetry, my hair too, my asymmetrical hair, creating symmetry, avoiding red lipstick, and I was actually going to show you the red lipstick, but I think you get the idea. And then I showed you also how to make your mouth, this was sort of an extra, but make your mouth sort of glossy and nice without being too Monica Lewinsky-ish. And then opening your face and smiling, which is sort of the best way to be trustworthy of all, and doesn't take any makeup to do it. So again, I'm Susan Harrow, media coach, marketing strategist, author of Sell Yourself Without Selling Your Soul, and CEO of PureSecrets.com. And I'm going to be doing some more of these kind of trustworthy, semi-makeup-y tutorials. I'm going to talk soon about some of the things that I use to get ready for media that make your skin and your hair and your nature as beautiful as possible for your media appearances. So I will talk to you soon.